Speaking in public is one of the most challenging things I do. So let me get settled down here. Okay, first of all, very good afternoon or morning, and a very happy new year to all of you all. Great to be back in college after so many years. Thank you, Aswath sir, for inviting me. As you mentioned earlier, I was in college here from 1995 to 1999, and great memories, great friends, and like I said, wonderful to be back. To the students here, congratulations on your choice of field of study and your choice of the education institution to study in. Engineers make the world work today. We are sitting here in a building constructed because of architects, because of civil engineers. You can listen to me because of electronics engineers. You can see me because of electronic software. It's all engineering. No matter what you do, you are touched by the work of an engineer. Those of you all who are not paying attention and looking at your phone, you're able to do that because of engineering, right? So be proud of being an engineer. Over the past 20 years, I have held many positions, but if somebody asks me, what do you do? I always say I'm an engineer, because that's the real core of what you do. So some more background. I did my ENC here, passed out in 1999, and for about 20 years I spent in the semiconductor industry, in the entertainment industry, and the past 12 years I was spent in the automotive industry. I was doing infotainment systems, I was doing telematics. And until last August, I was the senior director of architecture for the telematics systems. And then I thought I should take a break. I call it self-realization or whatever. My wife calls it midlife crisis. Doesn't matter. It's a break. This is a time I want to look at different options. I've got into sailing. I'm doing some sailing as well. Fantastic leisure time. And I'm researching on some new programming languages. There's a new language called Rust, which is really changing the way you write software. It solves a lot of security issues. It solves a lot of performance issues. And it's really exciting for me to work on this, to do some research, to try something new. Okay, coming to the main topics, what advice I can give you all as you start your 4 years of engineering. I'll give you 4 points. The first one is that the basics are very, very important, right? It is very easy to get tempted by all these fantastic software tools. Anybody can build an app these days. Anybody can create a web server and then say, yeah, I'm doing engineering. It doesn't take much effort. Anybody can learn that, right? But the core skills, we should not forget about the core skills of engineering, whether it is mechanical, whether it is architecture, electronics, electrical. The foundational courses are really, really crucial. Because as Rajiv mentioned earlier, right, when it comes to debugging, when it comes to fixing problem, most often than not, it is some fundamental issue that is missed out. So, AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, great buzzwords, but the secret is that this is just an application of linear algebra, statistics, mathematics. So, and professionals are paying big money to training institutes to relearn all these things. As you embark on your engineering journey, these are the topics you will get introduced to. Pay attention. I must admit I did not, and I realized later, but mathematics of your field gives you your foundation. Focus on it. It's going to help you in later years of your life as well as later years of your course. So linear algebra, statistics, matrices, determinants, eigenvectors, these are terms which I'm getting back to love after a long time. Yeah, they are more important than you may realize. Laplace transforms, Fourier transforms, Z transforms. Again, you will learn it, remember it, remember the principles of it. Later in life, you may not apply it, but the concepts are important, and you will find parallels to all of these in real life. One suggestion we talked about extracurricular activities, electronics engineers, communication engineers, try to get a ham radio license. If you're not familiar with it, is there anyone who's not familiar with ham radio? Just raise your hand. Oh, wow, okay. So, you're starting one, fantastic, okay. You will learn a lot about communication, you will learn a lot about radio, you will learn a lot about electronics. Fantastic hobby to have. It's very easy to get a license. It's very easy to build a cheap radio. I really encourage you all to try and get a ham radio license. You will not regret it. Computer science. There is a lot of new curriculum which has not made it into our engineering curriculum, right? So computer science is a field that is moving so fast. So while you're here, you will learn the basics, but be aware of what's happening outside. Functional programming is coming back. It's never gone away. It was there in some niche areas. Functional programming is now coming back to your normal programming languages. And object-oriented programming is going away slowly. I'm not saying that you should not know about it, but be aware that there are options. What we learn in our curriculum is not the only way. Things are changing very fast. So keep in touch. So point one, basics of your field, whatever it is. There's a lot of depth to be covered. Be good at it, and that's going to help you in your career. That's going to help you in your future courses as well. The second point is physical well-being. I was happy to hear all the extracurricular activities that have been planned in the future, and it's pretty much in line with what I have to say as well. You know, we engineers are stereotyped as being nerdy or unhealthy, but you know, physical wellness is extremely important. It makes life interesting. It makes life worth living, right? What's the point? You make a lot of money, and if your health is bad, not worth it, right? So physical well-being starts now, starts at a young age. Sports, extracurricular activities, take part whenever you have the opportunity. You don't have to compete, you just do it. Motivation will never come. Action gives you motivation. So do it, and then you will get motivated. And not only about sports, but anything in life. The third aspect is financial well-being. This is something which I had zero knowledge about. I was focused on engineering. I came out of engineering and I had no clue about how money works. Terrible with finances. I encourage you all to learn how money works, how to make smart investments, and make good decisions, financial decisions. It's a very interesting field, and of course, the financial field, engineering field, they are getting closer and closer together. You have the advent of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. Knowing how money works is very important. You may have the best idea in the world, you may be the best engineer in the world, but if you don't get funding to move your idea forward, you're stuck. So be aware of money matters, it's important. And last but not the least is emotional well-being. We live today in a world of what we call toxic positivity. Everyone is telling the world, oh, look how great my life is. You look at any social media, you have very nice, flashy pictures. Everyone wants to project a happy view of things. It's not normal. You know, we are all wired differently, and it is perfectly okay to feel sad. It is perfectly okay to feel depressed. And if you need help, it is perfectly okay to ask for help. And it's no longer a taboo in today's world. You know, we understand more about mental health. So don't let it pull you down. We all go through ups and downs. It's normal, and it's perfectly fine to take help. My suggestion to improve your mental health up few notches very easily is to stay away from social media, except the BIT channels. Yeah. We all have biases inherent in us. The way we are brought up, our friends, whether we know it or not, we have biases. We may have biases against a different class of people, or poorer people, or richer people. We may have biases about the opposite sex. We may have biases about, say, the LGBT community. We may know it, we may not know it. And what does social media do? Social media amplifies these biases. It blinkers you, and you will start only seeing that. Right? So be aware of the effects of social media. Research. Of course, you cannot avoid using it, but limit it. And you will get back so much more peace in your life. You will get back so much more time of your life that you can focus on sports, meeting people, or studying as well. So when I'm interviewing, and I've interviewed many fresh graduates while I was working, I'm looking for somebody who's well-rounded, somebody who knows the fundamentals of their field, someone who's able to communicate well, and someone who would work well as a team. As Rajiv mentioned earlier, right? Working as a team is crucial, right? If we sense that any of these are not feasible, then that may not be a hire. So that's all I have to say today. Take care of your physical health, take care of your mental health, learn about money, learn your field well, know the foundation well, and everything else can be learned later on. You have 4 years of time, which is a long time. It is a time to invest in yourself. Don't regret after 4 years that I wish I had spent some more time on myself. All the best. Thank you very much, and hope we meet again.